Yep.
Okay. So, again, for the videotape, I'm Carolyn White, the president of the League of Women Voters, Park Rapids. Good evening, and all would like to welcome you to the candidate forum for the Nevis City Council. We thank our candidates and our audience for being here, and all the online audience for viewing also. The League of Women Voters does not support or oppose any political party or candidate for office. The League has a long history in our community of providing unbiased candidate and issue information that is widely used by Minnesota voters, regardless of their political beliefs. We are pleased to be partnering with Park Rapids Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce and Park Rapids Enterprise on this forum tonight. This forum is a public service provided to you as an opportunity to hear from your candidates and discuss important issues face to face. The views expressed here tonight are those of the candidates and not sponsors. There's never enough time to cover all the issues. If there's a question that doesn't get asked, please arrange to talk with the candidates privately. And now I'm going to introduce Luann Hardloff, who is a certified moderator by the League of Women Voters. It's all yours.
In the interest of filming, could Luann move over just a little bit? Yeah. Perfect.
All right, let me find my base. Good evening. Welcome. We'll start the candidate forum with opening statements from our candidates who are present. Each will be given 2 minutes for their opening statements and 2 minutes for their closing statement at the end. Opening statements will be in alphabetical order. The closing statements will be in random order. The order of answering questions will be rotated. Candidates will have 1 minute to respond to each question. And the candidates are asked to locate our timekeeper, Beth, who has a 30-second and a 15-second sign. And so you can wait for timekeepers to raise signs and be sure they can, so you guys can see it, which should be easy in this room. They also have a stop sign, or we'll call time to be sure each candidate has the full time allotted. We hope that most, if not all, the questions will be those submitted by the audience. We also have questions submitted by email. All 4 candidates were invited to the forum. However, Mark Kemnick and Mary Carrier are not here. And we knew in advance that Mary was not planning to attend, or participate, I should say. Okay. So, Cece, the moderator will read a statement from her. Do we have one?
She didn't get one to me. I was just checking my email to make sure. And I told Mark he could too, but I don't see it.
Okay, all right. So our candidates tonight are Jamie Coffey, should I ask it for sure, and Teresa Wachowski, and Sue Gray, who is running for mayor unopposed. We'll have time at the end to make a statement. So let's begin with opening statements. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello,
Jamie.
I'm Jamie Cawhey, and my statement, I just have here that I've lived in Nevis since 2009. I've lived in the same home on Bunyan Trails Road, and my neighbors have been the same. And I've enjoyed living here, participating in the school activities with my children, but also as a para. So I have some involvement with the growing up, with some of the families that have grown up here. And the reason I wanted to run on the council is for involvement and learning about how the city operates, what goes into making some of the decisions. And I was concerned about some of the fiscal things so that was really what prompted me to look into being able to learn more and work with others on the council. Thank you.
Teresa?
Hi everyone, I'm Teresa Lashalski. I have been a Nevis City resident since 1997. I moved here from Southern California with my family. I'm a single parent of 4 children. My children go to school and have gone to school here in Nevis. I've lived here for many, many years, it feels like. I've been on Nevis City Council since 2019. I was replacing another member who had passed away and jumped in it with both feet. At the time, I was working at the Park Rapids Chamber of Commerce, and I was there for 5.5 years, and then I decided after a while to become an educator. So I'm an educator for Mahoobie Head Start. I have been let's see. If I was going to be elected, the top 3 priorities, what would they be? Our Nevis Fire Department, the building needs a facelift. Our streets, our roads, they need attention. To make sure our price for water and our sewer, does not rise and either stays the same or goes down. What I like about our town, the city of Nevis, is it's a safe place for families. A lot of people come here to maybe vacation, and later on they decide to move their family here. It's a great place to live. I enjoy being on city council. It's not just the meetings that we have, but the involvement in the community, talking to people in the community, and that throws me off. And it's just being upfront and being there for the community.
Okay. First question. And we'll go Teresa first, Jamie second, and I'm gonna alternate, and sometimes I mess that up, so I'll try to do it right. So, why are you the best candidate for this position?
Because I've already been on the Nevis City Council and I show up. I talk to people in the community. I know what it takes to have a stable, good, growing community.
Okay. Jamie?
Same question?
Same question?
yeah,
Yes,
so,
sorry.
I think I'm a good candidate just in the fact that I am a city dweller, and I've watched some of the changes in our neighborhoods and just the growth that is happening in our little town, which is a great place to live, and it's a great place to vacation. We have a lot of resources. We have a lot of good neighborhood living, and I think that being part of that and attending meetings that are at the council and learning about my neighbors has been a real benefit for me in the time I've been in Nevis.
Okay. Next question, and Jamie, you'll be first this time. Teresa will be second. And Teresa almost already kind of answered this, but we'll let you talk about it more. If elected, what will your top 3 priorities be and why?
If elected, I think the top 3 priorities would be to get an understanding of how the business end of the city council works with the revenue that's created through the fundraising, through activities in our, that changes and grows. So I think it would be learning how to work with that to make sure things are up and up, like up front. So I think, and my second one would probably be maintaining like the things we already have, the good parts about what makes it a good place to live already, like our streets and. So 3 would be to enjoy some of the benefits of living in a good community like this with other people.
Okay, same question, Teresa.
Well, like before, what I said, my 3 priorities would be, the Nevis Fire Department, it needs a facelift. Our streets and roads, they need a little bit of attention, I think. And also to make sure the price of water and sewer doesn't go up. Make sure, I mean, of course we need change, but stay on the good path right now.
Okay. So you'll be first for this one, and yeah, you're kind of ahead of us here. What are your ideas about a new fire hall for Nevis? Are you talking about a new fire hall, or remodeling, or adding a?
Well, I don't want to go too much into detail, but I could see like a facelift, like, you know, I'm not a construction engineer or a civil engineer like my father was, but it does need attention where, you know, maybe taking out a wall or adding some different part of the building, adding a second floor or making it larger. You know, I haven't really but that's something that I'd have to talk to with other council members about.
Jamie,
Would you repeat the question, please?
what are your ideas about a new fire hall for Nevis?
Well, I didn't bring any ideas about the fire hall. I am really concerned, I guess mostly that the people that are in charge of, I think there are good people making those decisions inside the fire hall and what they need. They have an avenue to bring it to the table. And so I have confidence that the right thing will probably be done at the fire hall,
Okay.
whatever updates need to be made.
Jamie, you'll be first. What actions do you see would best position the municipal liquor store to continue to offset property taxes for the citizens of Nevis?
Well, I think it's good that the taxpayers would have offsetting and the position that they would need to be in. Is that what you mean? Is that the question again? If you repeat it, please.
Sure. What actions do you see would best position the municipal liquor store to continue to offset property taxes for citizens of Nevis?
Well, I think an accurate accounting of the records for what is brought in for revenue would be a good place, you know, that I would feel comfortable, you know, gaining confidence in the revenue that's already created, offsetting the taxpayers. That'd be good.
Teresa?
Read the question again.
Yeah, I did. What actions do you see would best position the municipal liquor store to continue to offset property taxes for the citizens of Nevis?
Well, that's something I would have to get back to you on. I just don't know how that would offset with the residents' property taxes. I don't know how to answer that, because that just doesn't seem right.
Does it? I don't know how Nevis works out.
Yeah.
I'll stay out of it. Okay, all right. You get the next one first.
Oh, boy.
This is kind of like a two-part question. What is your understanding of the current request by the county to join the Economic Development Authority?
That we would partner with them, where if we wanted to build with, if we wanted to build something in the city of Nevis, then, we'd be working with them,
Okay,
okay?
Jamie,
Would you mind repeating it for me?
what is your understanding of the current request by the county to join the Economic Development Authority?
What is my understanding? That's the first I've heard
Heard of it.
information. So I think it would be that if there is a request from Hubbard County, there's other counties that are part of that development. Is that something that they join in by county, or is it just for, I'd have to know what it is.
Okay, I won't. That's all right, yeah. So let's go in the same order since this is a two-part question.
Okay.
What role should the County Economic Development Authority play in the city government?
Is it to me first? or-
Is it to me or her?
Oh, you,
Me?
yeah.
Okay. Depends on structures, if we're building, you know, if there's a big development coming into town, if there's anything, if there's any big development coming, like, say, like apartment complex or senior housing, or anything in that sort, or, yeah, that's what I have to say.
All right.
Anything big?
Davey, you want me to repeat it?
Sure, thank you.
I think I heard it. What role should the County Economic Development Authority play in Nevis city government?
What do they now? Do they have any part in, does Harvard County Development have any part in what city government works? So they are inviting themselves, or we are inviting them?
Sounds like the county
Asked,
is
offering,
inviting,
or
because it's part of, well,
it's a voter, is it a voter, is it,
no.
so they want to be included, or they're
They
making a
want
request?
Nevis to be included.
They want us to be included, okay. I would have to learn about that.
Okay, that's fair. So this time Jamie will be first. What would you propose to be the cannabis regulations for the city of Nevis and why?
The cannabis, it sounded to me at the last meeting I attended at the city council that there were already things in place from the state. So if we have guidelines there that show us the proper, the proper places and what is, and it sounded as if there's something very strong already in the state guidelines, from what I understand.
Okay, Teresa?
Can you read me the question again?
What would you propose to be the cannabis regulations for the city of Nevis and why?
Are we talking about in the future?
I imagine, I believe the city can have stronger regulations than the state. Expand on what the state has put in place.
Well, I can tell you right now what we have in place is where you cannot smoke marijuana on public places, parks, on sidewalks, in the streets. You cannot do it in businesses. Privacy of your private property, you can. We have to go by right now by what the state is opposing that we should do.
Okay, all right. So you be first, Teresa. How do you plan to engage with and represent all members of our community?
Well, let me tell you, a lot of times, just going out in public here in the city of Nevis, and, if it's either in the grocery store, in the gas station, in the liquor store, post office, or being presentable here at the city council meetings, or even in my front yard. I've talked to people walking by with their dog, you know, and always being available for people in the community.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I wouldn't mind having it again, please.
How do you plan to engage with and represent all members of our community?
I think by being a good neighbor, by engaging, like just attendance for some of the things that go on, but you know, I don't necessarily think that you have to be included in everything. If you live in the city, you day in and day out walk the streets of this, you know, you are part of this community, whether, you know, when you are living here. So I think just having more of a friendly, neighborly appreciation of our communities, our neighbors, is a good place to do that every day.
Okay. The council, so you'll be first, Jamie. The council currently streams meetings and posts them on YouTube. What steps will you take to ensure transparency and accountability in Nevis city government?
I think, I suppose it will take some, you know, a lot of listening to what is being presented, checking the facts with that, and making decisions that are based on what is facts. And the other part of it was about YouTube, but it was also, what, if you don't mind repeating it, how would I?
It says the council currently streams meetings and posts them on YouTube.
Okay.
What steps will you take to ensure transparency and accountability in Nevis city government?
Yeah, I think just asking questions and following up with getting the facts
Okay,
at meetings or whatever.
Teresa?
What I would do is by attending city meetings, attending fire contract meetings, analyze city spending, performance, decision-making on certain issues that would come up. And let's see here. Also being informed and engaged in the decision-making process.
Okay. Now, that was the last question I have here. Have we collected any more questions? Anybody have more? Going once, going twice? Any more questions? No? All right. So we'll have closing statements and you might as well go first.
I might as well just get it done over with, right? Okay, so as Nevis City Council, I will continue to talk with our residents and our community, our local fire department, our law enforcement. That is huge in our community. The Nevis, I support also the Nevis Women's Club, the Nevis Trailblazers, the Nevis Lions Club, our local churches, our Nevis school, and our local organizations within our community. When communicating with citizens, talking to them and clarify certain issues that may arise in our community, making sure that our elderly and our children are safe in our community, it's big for me. That's it. Thank you. And I just want to say also, thank you for Nevis, City of Nevis, for letting us host this. Also, your organization as well, and the Park Rapids Lakes Area Chamber of Commerce as well, too. Thank you.
Yes, thanks for this meeting and thanks for your efforts to let us have a forum. And it's my privilege to be here, so thank you.
All right, Sue?
Can we get there?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're,
You wanna come here?
Check mark.
You don't want to be first.
Do I get the same question?
No.
Okay, I'm Sue Gray, and I've been on the council for 6 years already. I'm running unopposed for mayor, so I don't have anyone to talk with, but I'm happy to answer any questions you have. As far as my background has been in government and in legal issues. Been a legal secretary. I was a township clerk for 28 years. I worked at the auditor's office, the coordinator's office in Hubbard County, and the auditor's office and election office in Cass County. Since I've been on the council, the first couple of years, I was the Parks Commissioner and was able to rally the community, which was great. And we replaced the playgrounds at both the beach, Halverson Beach, and at Muskie Park. So that was an accomplishment that we all worked together on, and I appreciated that. Now I'm the Planning Commissioner, and we are dealing with a number of issues in town. We are working on a cannabis issue right now. We have a moratorium until January 1st. We have been going through what the state has given us to try to determine the best place for us to have a cannabis business. We have a place that we think will work, but the Planning Commission has not done anything about that yet. We're working on it. At the last council meeting, we received information about the HRA EDA. It's kind of a last minute, very quickly before the meeting. So we did not discuss it very much, but the Planning Commission has asked that it be on the agenda for this time, and they are supporting that we join with that. It would allow us to work with the county. They would not levy any additional funds. We would be able to work and possibly get new housing, or I'd love to see senior housing here, because it's sad that our elderly people move out of town. Let's see. Pardon?
Fire hall?
Yes, the fire hall. We have a new fire chief, Brett Nicholson, who's doing a very good job. And he has made some initial inquiries about some plans to possibly build, remodel, or move the fire hall. What we've run into is that the fire hall right now is the property of the city. We contract out with 5 entities altogether, or townships, and then the city. The equipment is ours, the building is ours, and of course, we receive contract funds from the other departments, from the other townships. One of the ideas has been that maybe we would move it out to another piece of property that the city owns. We have the fire hall now houses our maintenance department and the fire hall. And so we've kind of run out of room to put our vehicles inside, either for the maintenance side or the fire hall. So it is something that we're going to have to work on this year. very sure that that's gonna happen. We don't know when, but we're waiting. We always ask for quotes for any big project like that, and we go over them. Trying to think of what the other questions were.
You did a lot of them.
Well, transparency was one of the questions, I think. The city needs to know that all of our business is done in public. Every time we have a council meeting, the city administrator and our city staff send us all of the disbursements and receipts from all of our different accounts. We look through those before we get here, and we sign when we get here that we have reviewed those. No motions are made in private. We do not do anything to take action. We can have a workshop, but no workshops can hold a vote. So we talk about things at a public hearing or a public workshop, and then we make our decisions together at the council meetings. So we're very transparent. We invite people to come anytime we have a public meeting. I serve also on the personnel committee, and we've had to deal with a few things in the past year, but we've come through that fine, and we've got made some changes to our personnel policy to incorporate some of the statutes that the state has given us. We will be doing some work on the roads next year. We try to do that when the county comes through because it's cheaper for the city to do it when we can piggyback with the county. So Don Umpton is our maintenance supervisor, and he'll be bringing the information to us. And if people have comments on that or would like to call our attention to a certain area, please do.
Good,
Okay?
yeah,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Please vote. Not just for me, please vote.
So I'm reminding everyone, again, the views expressed in this forum are those of the candidates, not those of the League of Women Voters of the Chamber of Commerce. Sponsorship of this forum is not an endorsement of any candidate by the League, the Enterprise, or the Chamber. And then I'm turning it back to Cece.
Go ahead, finish.
The League of Women Voters would like to thank you all for coming tonight and our online audience for viewing. We would especially like to thank our candidates for being part of the democratic process by running for office and for being willing to serve the community. And we also want to thank the League volunteers for helping tonight. The League researches issues important to our members and to the health of our communities. If you are interested in finding out more about what we do and how you can also make a difference, please pick up a membership brochure at the registration table or visit us at lwvmn.org. Membership is open to anyone aged 16 and older, not just women. Links to all the candidate forums and additional voter information can be found on our webpage, which is listed in the program, and at lwvmn.org. Thank you for coming, and remember to vote on November 6th.
5th.
5th. I live in a township where we mail in our ballots, so I don't have to think about the date, except to get it to the post office.